Good morning, stakeholders. It's Waterman.
Secret $888 million sweetener. Leaked letter exposes Labor's massive metro payout offer. The Allen government has offered companies building the already delayed and over-budget Metro Tunnel subway additional payments worth up to $888 million as it tries to ensure passengers can catch a train on the new rail line by the end of 2025.
So, Waterman here. I'm a public transport infrastructure consultant.
We apologise for any inconvenience caused.
Just a reminder, this train terminates at Box Hill. There's replacement buses between Box Hill and Camberwell.
A leaked legal letter obtained by The Age outlines a series of financial incentives to the Cross Yarra Partnership Construction Consortium to secure the completion of the train line under central Melbourne. The legal document, with each page marked strictly confidential, is dated June 22, 2024. That was 2 days after an Auditor General's report tabled in State Parliament found the Metro project was running over budget and behind its originally contracted opening date of September 2024. The Metro Tunnel is a 9-kilometre underground project that will transform Melbourne's rail network, with 5 new stations allowing train access to Parkville for the first time and linking South Yarra to North Melbourne in just 11 minutes.
There's replacement buses between Box Hill and Camberwell.
It will also free up crucial space in the city loop to allow more trains to run on other lines. In 2017, the government signed a contract with the Cross Yarra Partnership to build the tunnel for $11 billion. In 2019, the builders downed tools when the project began to cost far more than expected. Labor negotiated a new financial deal and the tunnel is now set to cost about $14 billion. Premier Jacinta Allen and Transport Infrastructure Minister Danny Pearson said repeatedly last week that the new rail line would open next year, despite a document leaked to The Age showing several major problems remain within the project. In the latest legal document obtained by The Age, a state settlement offer shows the government has offered the companies building the tunnel up to $745 million of the additional payments attached to the completion of milestones. The letter also offers an additional $143.5 million if the companies achieve day 1 train operations. The first day passengers can ride the new line by June 29, 2025. Labor also offered to waive future legal action against the companies building the tunnel if they can resolve all outstanding issues next year. The project has run into a series of difficulties, including dealing with disruption to sensitive medical equipment at nearby hospitals, which is an issue that is still unresolved.
Good morning, passengers. Just a reminder, this train terminates at Box Hill.
A series of disputes over elements of the project have arisen since the new contract was negotiated after the 2019 walk-off by the builders. The legal offer is an attempt, the government's letter says, to minimise uncertainty in the agreement of the parties. The document is also an attempt, it says, by the state and its contractors on a confidential, without prejudice and good faith basis to reach realignment on project issues. The letter says it is the government's response to a proposed commercial settlement offered by the Cross Yarra Partnership in March 2024. The government's June 2024 letter says it represents the state's counter-offer to settle the project issues. Along with the specific construction payments, the letter offers an incentive to get the rail line open by next June 2025. The letter says the state will pay the full $100 million if day one train operation is achieved by the revised date. It also says an additional final acceptance payment would be made. The document goes on to say the state will pay a single lump sum of $43.5 million upon the achievement of final acceptance.
There's replacement buses between Box Hill and Camberwell.
The letter also demands the builders and the government reach an agreement before the companies can talk publicly about any new financial settlement. Under a section titled Public Statements, the letter says that the government and the builders would agree to any public statement that the Cross Yarra Partnership consortium members intend to make in relation to these settlement arrangements. And it says the letter of counter-offer to the builders should give the Victorian government certainty that a further process of this nature will not and cannot be conducted in the future should there be further claims for money. At a press conference last Friday, the Age asked Transport Infrastructure Minister Pearson if he, as the minister in charge of the project, had signed a new contract with the companies building the Metro Tunnel. Pearson said, "We're still working very closely with our construction partners. There are some things I can say, there are some things I can't say." Liberal opposition leader John Pizzuto said the letter of offer highlights the total lack of financial transparency surrounding major projects in Victoria. Pizzuto said, "The Victorian Premier Jacinta Allen should explain why this secret deal was offered, why it has been kept from Victorians and what the true cost of the Metro Tunnel now is." Infrastructure expert Marianne Terrell, who spent years at think tank the Grattan Institute, analysing the trend for enormous cost overruns on mega projects, said the legal letter attempted to set aside any future legal disputes over the Metro Tunnel. Terrell said, "If there is a legitimate legal liability that the state has incurred, it cannot wish it away with such a condition. And if there is no such legitimate legal liability, why is the state government prepared to pay an extra $888 million of taxpayer money for this project?" The Cross Yarra Partnership Consortium directed queries to the government. The Age also asked the government why the project's financial situation was not public and for confirmation of the project's current estimated end cost, as well as why a further legal settlement was needed. A government spokesman did not directly respond to these questions, instead saying in a statement, "We're at the most complex phase of the Metro Tunnel project. We are building 2 stations directly below Melbourne CBD while rolling out new technology which will require thorough testing. Major projects across Australia and around the world have faced unprecedented challenges in recent years following 100-year pandemic, including shortages of materials and skills."
Waterman here. I'm a public transport infrastructure consultant. It's my job to liaise between the STM Asia Pacific Construction and the government and the Transport Minister in particular to ensure that project timelines under the terms of this contract are being met by the firm. If you're an investor from interstate or overseas.
Good morning passengers, just a reminder this train terminates at Box Hill.
This article was first published by the Melbourne Age on August 27, 2024. It was written by investigative reporter at The Age, Clay Lucas.
be undertaking a short tour of this site, the proposed new Arden Station under the new Melbourne Metro Underground Rail project. So if you'll come with me, we'll start right away.
Passengers, please finish boarding. The train is ready to depart. This train is now...
This concludes our tour for today. This ends our tour for today. This concludes our tour for today. We hope you enjoyed this insight into state government's preparations for how your investment money is being spent. If you have any more questions, my name's Waterman. You can contact me via the Victorian State Government's Department of Transport or STM Asia Pacific Construction.
Replacement buses between Box Hill and Camberwell. Anyone wishing to take replacement buses, please head upstairs and find station staff for more information.
We apologise for any inconvenience caused.
Back to business.